Welcome to Realm Painters, and welcome to today's tutorial where I'm going to be showing you how to paint the Dark Angel's Bladeguard, or more specifically like a Death Company, not Death Company, that's a completely different thing, a Deathwing color palette. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more videos like this, or you want to see how to paint other Space Marines, let us know in the comments below and leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget about our memberships. We are really looking forward to our book club and all of the other benefits that you get when you join the membership. So without further ado, let's hop right in. So I recommend priming your model with Xandri Dust Primer from Citadel. It'll make this step so much easier when it comes to painting these guys. But if you don't have Xandri Dust Primer, or if your primer messed up anywhere, base coat the armor sections with Xandri Dust. Onto the highlights of the armor, in which I'm going to be using a sponge. I got like 30 of these from Amazon for $10, so they're pretty cheap and pretty easy to come by. You're going to want to use this sponge technique because you're dealing with lighter colors, and so blending is going to require a lot more effort and a lot more steps and a lot more work. But doing the sponge does the blending kind of naturally, which makes your job at the end of the day really, really easy when it comes to painting lighter colors. But you're going to slightly moisten your sponge and dab on Morghast Bone on basically the whole armor. Once that dries, you'll switch to Ushabti Bone and focus your dabbing on the uppermost sections of the armor, like the helmet and shoulder pads. After that, you'll edge highlight the tan armor with Wraithbone. You can do as many or as little edges as you'd like for this step, but I'd recommend at least doing the helmet to make it pop a lot more. Moving on to the green chunks of the armor for both his cloak and the Aquila on his chest, as well as any freehands that you would like to do. I'm not doing any for this specific guy. Base coat with Caliban Green. Then highlight the green with Warpstone Green. Next, onto the black details of the armor, so specifically the joints of the suit. Base coat them with Abaddon Black and highlight with Dark Reaper. I personally really like the way that the contrasty black backpack looks when it comes to this armor, so I'm going to be painting the backpack black as well. You don't have to follow this. This is just how I like my guys to look. After that, for all of the gold on the armor, you'll base coat with Retributor Gold, specifically the knee and forearm filigree, and the shoulder pad trim and the halo. Then wash the gold with Reikland Flesh Shade. Lastly, for the armor is the steel bits. So the engines on the backpack and all of the buttons base coat with lead belcher and wash with Nuln Oil. Okay, time to start the second half of this video, the accessories and weapons. Starting with Rhinox hide, you will base coat the leather belt and holster. After that, with Doombull Brown, you're going to edge highlight the belt and draw scratches across the holster. After that, you're going to base coat the canister on his butt, the belt buckle, the back of the shield, the handle of his gun, and the blade of his sword with lead belcher. Then wash the blade, gun, shield, and canister with Nuln Oil. Moving on to the eyes and the power coil on the sword. Base coat both with pure white. I used Vallejo white. Then you'll use watered down Achillean green to wash over the power cell on the sword. Then with ball red, wash over the eyes. Be careful not to get this onto the armor, but if you do, just use Morghast bone to clean it up. Up next is the front of the shield. We will base coat that with corn red. I would also base coat the handle of his sword and any seals you have around his armor. Once that dries, we will stipple highlight the corn red with Mephiston red. Nearly done. Base coat the amulet, handle of the sword, and the rim/center of his shield with Retributor Gold. Then wash the gold with Rakelin Flesh Shade. Now edge highlight all of the gold, including the gold from the armor, with Runevang Steel. Lastly, for the parchment, base coat the parchment with Ushabti Bone and wash it with Skeleton Horde. And if you'd like to try to write some script, I recommend using Rhinox hide. And with that, your Bladeguard is finally complete.
And just like that, you now know how to paint the Dark Angels Bladeguard. I still haven't looked up what it is. I probably should have done that. Who cares? We'll run with it. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more tutorials like this, let us know in the comments below and leave a like and subscribe. We've got a couple of pretty big videos planned for a little bit later this year, so I really hope you guys do subscribe. Sharon and I's 8-year anniversary is coming up here in the next couple of weeks, and we've got a really fun video planned for that. A nice healthy couples challenge that I think you guys will really enjoy. But without further ado, I think I'll catch you guys in the next realm. See ya.